Good morning. It is Sunday, and I've been thinking really a lot about the conversations that I had last week on Wednesday and on Friday with two different shipping company CEOs, and thinking about how we might be able to approach different things in the industry. And I also have it on Instagram today because I don't usually do it on Instagram because it doesn't fit into the studio thing. So when I have guests, I can't do it on Instagram. But I was really thinking about how we might use ESG reporting to actually decommoditize and drive change within the maritime industry. Because I was thinking a lot about the conversation I had on Friday with Ingvild from BW, and she was talking about how commercial pressure is really driving a lot of the industry and a lot of the inefficiencies that we have in the industry regarding emissions. And I was thinking about scope three reporting. So when you do ESG reporting, you have the different scopes of emissions. So you have things that are like in your direct operations that are scope one. You have things that are necessary for your business kind of things, scope two, um, transportation and stuff. And then you have scope three, which is emissions made by others to make your operations possible. So let's say shipping of components or uh, shipping of commodities, and looking at really the shipping of commodities market and how that is so commercially driven, because maybe you have a cargo that's sold multiple times before it gets to its final location. So its final location is changing a lot, and causing the vessels to reroute and other things. Maybe, maybe we might be able to utilize scope three emissions to decommoditize that market, to say this cargo, because it was shipped this way, has lower scope three emissions that you have to report as a end customer in your ESG reportings. And maybe that's one way that we could abate some of the industry and use it to really increase efficiency. It's just a kind of Sunday morning thought. I don't have guests every day, so I was trying to really digest and analyze all the information that's coming in working on this project. And yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you think it's possible to decommoditize a lot of commodity shipping through the use of ESG reporting and through the use of the different scope frameworks and that methodology? Because I think it's really could become a very interesting driver of how we make change together in the industry. Because we had a conversation a few days ago also about the industry needing to have one voice, and how there's so many different segments of the industry that have their own industry bodies and their own best practices and ways forward. But so long as the industry isn't agreeing together that that's where they want to go, then it's really, really, really difficult to abate the industry and to improve efficiencies, because some of these competing interests and competing silos are preventing um, change from happening in a good way and from efficiencies being gained, because it's really a complex problem, because there's many different players involved that have different commercial pressures. And if we can use the ESG framework and the different emission scopes to frame both the change and benefit in a way that becomes monetary. Because when I talked with Matt Duke on Wednesday, it was very much looking at the carbon price. And if the carbon price is high enough, then maybe we can drive the industry towards a different direction, and to start pushing them to change. But if we don't use a common language of how we're going to do that, that's not necessarily the carbon price, then maybe the ESG framework and carbon reporting is the way to do it, because that drives it towards the end consumer and the end user's visibility of the problem, because it makes the shipping visible in the solution chain. Because when you purchase something, it will have a scope 1 emission, it will have a scope 2 and a scope 3, and scope 3 is where shipping lives mostly. Anyway, thoughts for Sunday. Enjoy your coffee. Have a great day.